And part of this is about the system we have, which is a single member electorate system. So each electorate is elected by one person. I think probably if we had a proportional voting system in the lower house, we wouldn't see so much of this. A lot of the independent path to victory is about there's only one seat that's available. They're not necessarily the candidate that is the most popular or the candidate that perfectly matches everyone in the electorate's political views, but there's a share of the electorate that will vote for them because they think they're the best candidate who can get elected. And then there's a share of people in the middle who are willing to vote for them when they wouldn't normally be willing to vote for the parties that don't normally win in that seat. So it is about that single member electorate system. You have a minority of people who vote for Labor and the Greens, but they're not enough to win the seat. And I'm not talking about a place where maybe they collectively are just short of a majority. I'm talking about a place where you can't see much prospect that Labor or the Greens will get enough of a swing to win the seat. There's just too much of a vote for the Conservatives. Usually the Liberal Party or the Nationals have a majority. That includes some voters who are disgruntled with the Liberals, or disgruntled with the local sitting member, which is a big factor that I'll try to mention if I have time, but they won't vote for the Labor or the Greens. And then in that kind of scenario, you have an independent comes in. They need to do two things. One is they need to convince enough of those left-wing voters that they are either on principle or just strategically the best person to vote for, either by arguing, you actually agree with me more, or I can win and you'd much rather have me than, you'd much rather have Zali Steggall than Tony Abbott. So I know you like the Greens. I know you normally vote for the Greens, but I need you to vote for me. You need enough of those people so that this person can make it to the final round of the preference count. Because the way it goes is even if they're the preferred candidate of everyone, if they get 4 or 5% of the primary vote, they get knocked out. It doesn't matter. And then some of those voters for them may end up going back to the Liberals, which is the second part. It's if that person came along and just scooped up every Labor and Greens voter in that electorate and didn't gain any others, they wouldn't win. They would be stuck in the same position. They would still lose. So they do need to peel off some of that Conservative vote.